Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Before we get started, just want to give you guys a heads up. Head over to our website, extremeoutfitters.com, and get signed up for our newsletter. We've got a bunch of end-of-year sales going on into the new year, so don't miss out on it. Head over there and get signed up. There'll be a link in the description below. Also, stay tuned for this entire video. Me and Cody are going to be dropping a discount code for you guys. That's going to save you some cash on all of your archery accessories and needs. So make sure you stay tuned through the entire video for that code. All right, guys, we got some of the new 2022 bows in, and we're going to kind of go through some of the new features, some of the things that we really like about them, and dive into the technical aspect of each of the bows that we've got in.
Exactly. 2021 produced a lot of good bows for the year. 2022, there were some major changes between major different companies as far as technology being brought in that's never been done before. Just a whole vast integration system. The word inline is thrown around as a marketing term, I think, this year. Zach and I
probably the number one term.
Yeah, number one term is inline. Yeah. We'll jump right into it, man. Bowtech, they created a really sweet bow. This is just one that's caught my attention this year. They released 4 models. I mean, they kind of went after everybody as far as a short draw, a long draw, someone that wants an 80-pound bow, a speed bow. I mean, they hit it hard. The CP28, I think this is the shortest axle-to-axle bow we've seen released so far this year. I think PSE might have some new bows coming out of ATA. I don't know what the links or the ATAs are going to be on them. But this thing's beefy, man. What I like is they moved the orbital shock droppers actually closer inside with the bow. You still have your dual burger button, which I really love. The best tuning system, I think, out of any company so far is the deadlock still. They ran that for, I think, 3 years going on now. The only downside with the bow, and I'm not even going to call it I shouldn't even call it a downside, it's just a difference between the limb pocket from other manufacturers' flag point, as this is a polymer-based limb pocket, but if you know anything about high-density polymer, they actually use it in ballistic helmets and such nature of that. So this thing is still beefy, and it's a mean-looking bow. It's got good specs on it. It's a 7-inch brace height bow. It's probably the ultimate tree stand bow, I'd say, released this year for anyone that wants something subcompact.
It is. I'm a big fan of it. Like I said, we do a lot of hunting here in Eastern North Carolina.
You shot the Solution last year.
I shot the Solution SS last year and absolutely loved it. I do like the idea of the CP28. It's a little bit shorter. I hunt in, like I said, Eastern North Carolina. It's super thick where we're at. It's hot almost all year, so the vegetation is incredibly thick. So I want a short bow. So I'm kind of leaning towards the CP28. Like I said, it feels good. It shoots really, really good. It stacks on performance on the back wall, but it's a good feeling bow. It, like you said, it's beefy. It's a little bit heavier than I expected, but it's solid.
Indeed, and the colors on them, man, they look sharp. This is the only one we got in right now, black, but traditionally Bowtech does pretty well on their colors. Moving down the list, this bow right here hasn't caught potentially, personally, my eye. The shorter version has, but for anyone with that 28.5, 29-inch draw length, they're going to love this V330X. Mathews did some wild things this year. The stay-afield system, which I thought is pretty cool. I think some guys are going to get messed up and use that to try and change their strings out with instead of going to a shot. Yeah, we'll have some bows in here. But other than that, you can see they're integrated hooks right here on the cam. So you can add a twist to a buzz cable, change your twist in your string if your peep sight's rotating too much, which some guys have an issue with out of these bows, the zebra strings. But other than that, the major thing they did was the bridge lock system here. This was, I kind of see as like I would call it a necessity in a sense of what guys are trying to go for, more of a streamlined look. So they kind of, I'm not even going to say piggyback, but they kind of imitated Hoyt in a sense, in a way of what they did last year with the Pinkatini system. But I do like this better than what Hoyt came out with last year. This is a little bit smoother of a function. It looks a little bit cleaner, I think, and it gives you the ability to actually run a dovetail on a bow. And they actually partnered with Excel. Yeah, they partnered with Excel, and they made a Riotech. So if you know anything about Excel, the Riotech's highly micro adjustable sight. And this is the new color. Probably one of my favorite colors out right now, the granite. It's smooth, it's sharp. They've got the new low profile quiver, which everything on this is streamlined. Everything is more condensed in one line behind the bow.
Really tight.
Yep, really tight. And actually, if you draw this thing back, the limbs kind of almost fold around this quiver. I mean, it's really tough. Really, really good engineering is what they've done with that bow. But the 29 personally has my attention. The 33, a lot of guys were asking for it They wanted switch weight technology and a 33-inch ATA bow. Mathews delivered on that. Good on them.
Especially where we're at. We sell a lot of
long bows, yeah, especially on the East Coast. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I am as well. And, you know, we're located right outside of Camp Lejeune as well. So all of our guys here are real active guys. And we get a lot of guys who are really looking for those high poundage bows as well.
Dude, we get some cornbred folks, man, from the Iowa Bandit.
All over the nation.
Yeah, the grunts are stationed here, man.
But yeah, Mathews definitely...
They did well with this.
They did, man. Yeah. They've got the technology. Some of the new features are you know, impressive. And the bows, I mean, they shoot fantastic.
They're just
smooth.
good shooting bows. They're quiet, dead in the hand, and I like the 29 more for me personally. The 27 was last year a touch shorter than what I wanted to. The string angle was a touch steeper than what I'm accustomed to shooting. The 29 fits the billet.
Yeah.
And for probably one of the, like the CP28 and the 29, the tree stand bows right now.
Absolutely.
And Hoyt as well came out with the 30-inch Venom, the Venom Pro. That's another great one. But moving on from Mathews to Hoyt, we have the new Venom Pro 33. And I don't know how Hoyt did this, but they made this HBX Pro cam a little bit smoother than what they did last year. They made everything more inline as well, so you're not going to have as many tuning issues. All these cams are shimmed to the right from the factory, shimmed to the left for a left-handed bow from the factory. And this is probably my favorite portion right here. This is now integrated into the risers, built in. It should have been like this first, I think. I think they were kind of trying to determine whether people were going to use it or not year one, but this is sweet. The Picatinny system, awesome product. They've got a new bipod system. They're called the Go Sticks. We don't have any in stock right now, waiting to receive some, but they built a bipod you can attach to the shortstop stabilizer right here. They've honestly got the best back bar mounting system on the planet. I mean, for the price and the money and the weight that you're going to save on it, it makes the bow almost complete in a sense whenever you run their entire system. They've got the integrated rest just like Mathews. Interesting fact on the Bowtech, actually, that's the only one that has the integrated system on it, the CP28. None of the other ones do. Shock pods are on the left side for a right-handed bow. They're on the right side for a left-handed bow. Other than that, the Venom 33 is going to be a hot seller this year. It is smoother than last year. It just blows my mind how they did that to the cam.
It is. I'm still a fan of the grip.
Yeah, the grip, that new Vital Point grip is tough.
The new grip is awesome on the Hoyt.
It feels tacky.
It does.
That's what I like. It's not slippery.
At all, yeah. It's
much improved.
The draw cycle, I mean, it doesn't really get much smoother than this bow right here. I mean, it's all the way around. This bow is, you know, we sell a lot of Hoyts as it is. I think this is going to be a huge seller for us this year.
Indeed. Moving on to Prime. Prime has the biggest changes and probably the most advanced changes from last year to this year.
Right.
They went away from the roto cam and they built in this inline cam, and it is very, very smooth. Prime has a draw curve that's not, there's no real dumps and hard dives in it. It's just to the weight.
It's consistent.
And it rolls over very nicely. Same thing with this. This has the best back wall on the market right now. This limb stop, you cannot beat it. It beats a cable stop system any day of the week. They still ran the nano grip riser right here, so it's got the astronaut spacesuit, yada 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 in it. But the new inline series, it is 10 times deader in the hand, and I think because of that, like this is a Nexus we have right here. I think what they were finding is the residual vibration and all these fibers and strings in these cams were going to the actual riser. And they found a way to deaden that. And also, when you draw this bow back, these cables become more in line with the string. So now everything is more in line. Another marketing term, like we were talking about in the beginning of the video.
In line.
In line,
for the year.
And they hit the nail on the head with every axle to axle length, 31, 33, and 35. They also, I think, have the best color out right now. Along with granite. Granite's probably one of my favorite colors. Yeah. The hammered penny is a hard... It's second. I mean, in my opinion,
it's a good looking bow.
It is sweet. It is sweet. They did a new shim system as well, so it's dealer only shim as far as the tool goes, but you still get the same shims. You still get the free strings for life out of the Prime. Good specs on the bow. Come shoot one. If you've got a Nexus, you're gonna love the inline. I think it's completely worth the upgrade from the Nexus series or the Black series to the new inline series. So.
Yeah, and you know, we are, like I said, we stock a lot of, this is an 80-pound bow. We stock a lot of 80-pound bows. We have a lot of requests for them. And this bow right here in 80 pounds is probably the smoothest drawing 80-pound bow that I've shot.
Yeah.
When I first drew it back, I didn't think it was 80 pounds. I thought it was a 70-pound bow. I looked at it again, had to take a double take, and This thing, it's awesome. It shoots really good. It's quiet. Like you said, it's dead in the hand.
Very dead, very dead. That's the biggest, I think, feature this year from last year is how dead
it's
the hand
quiet
is.
and dead.
Yep. And Prime, that center grip technology they've got, they didn't change that. They still kept that flowing through the years. Probably one of the best holding bows on the market.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it holds on target. It doesn't want to float too much. Moving on to PSE.
So this is
my
bow. This is Cody's
my
bow.
favorite bow. This and well, I haven't had a chance to shoot the regular size RX-7. I've shot the Ultra. For my draw length, this bow pounds. I mean, it absolutely screams. It is everything I look for in a bow, from 30 to 32 inches axle to axle, 6-inch brace height. The carbon on this bow feels wonderful. It is very tacky. It is sandpaper-like. So when I grip this thing, I know it. I know it's in my hand. Second of all, this thing puts out ridiculous speed. At 28 inches, it is thumping numbers. 71, 72 pounds, what these bows are floating in at from PSE. 460 grain arrow. It's shooting roughly from our chronograph 285 to 289. It's a screamer. I mean, and then they're coming out with a shorter cam, which I'm waiting to see how it's going to do. It tops out at 29. So they thought in mind of that short draw person, you know, that lower end of the spectrum, 27. I think it's going to be down to 25.
And we've had a lot of requests for that. So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of people waiting on that. And I think as soon as we get some of those in, we'll definitely release that to you
Yep.
guys and let you know. But this color right here in particular too has been
charcoal, man. It is.
I mean, if you look at it up close, the texture on it, like you said, is awesome. But I think this has probably been our most requested bow already.
This is probably one of the most hyped bows, marketed
Absolutely.
bows. I mean, anything that Dudley gets his hands on, everybody knows it's going to be heavily marketed. People are going to shoot it. People are going to want to come see it. I'm not even going to say controversial, but it's a bow that when you look at it, you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, we get a lot of guys that come in here, and when you hold the bow at 3.6 pounds, it's sweet.
Is it the lightest carbon bow on the market?
It's the lightest, I believe, right now on the market. And I'm not taking anything away from Hoyt, because if you take off this right here, that's 7 ounces. So that RX-7, like I said, I haven't shot it yet. It has the potential to be as light as that bow. I have shot the Ultra, and the Ultra is more dead in the hand than that bow is, without a doubt. It's got a little bit more weight to it, which is expected. But the speeds, if you're wanting something that's thumping, that the draw cycle, you don't mind something a little bit stiffer. It's not aggressive. It's not,
all, no.
It's just got a little bit more. You're gonna want to, you know, take it for a little ride.
You got to get into it.
Yep. It's got good specs on it. It's got a featuring the F2 ball bearings inside. So these ball bearings inside this cam are massive. I mean, they are huge. If you line them up between any cam on any other company right now, it's at least 25% bigger. And the limb pocket. This is another thing I noticed the other day. This, I believe, is a citation or a target bow limb pocket. It is super wide. It's stable. It's balanced. It's just a different shooting experience than what PSE has brought to you. I mean, it's a little bit more aggressive than the Mach 1. If you want something a little bit more stout, get a little bit more energy out of a bow, that's it. And I'm not saying this bow is not dead in the hand. It's got a smidge in it. Once you plug in some stuff on it,
Put a little bit of weight on it.
It gets rid of it
Yeah,
instantly. It gets rid of it. They did well with that. But PSE, I'm not gonna say it's bow of the year yet, but it is definitely it's a contender. It is a contender. This, the Hoyt, the Prime, and the Mathews. I mean, the Bowtech, all of them have the potential to be it from what we've carried so far. But this is a specimen for 2022.
So I take it you're shooting a
I'm probably going to be
2022?
shooting a levitate for rounding up the 2022-2023 season. Waiting to see what the smaller cam looks like. I'm kind of stuck. I want to shoot a 80-pound bow. I've shot them in here a lot, and I mean I can manage them. But right now I'm currently shooting a 34-inch ATA Hoyt, and I love that bow. I'll never get rid of that Helix Ultra. It's the smoothest bow I think ever made. From
Until
Hoyt.
you hear him talk about toting it through the woods.
Yeah, I mean it is heavy. It is 9 pounds. But this coming in at 3.6 pounds, it's sweet. It's a good little backpack, you know, day bow. Honestly, if you're going out west, that's a contender. I mean, all of these bows are contenders, but big changes from 2021 to 2022. I don't know how to do it. I'll be honest with you, man. It's
every bow
crazy.
has its own thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard. You really need to get into a shop, and you need to shoot all the bows.
You do.
You have to.
No company regressed whatsoever or stayed static by any means. Go to a shop and shoot them.
I mean, we can put out all the reviews all day long about it, but until you actually put the bow in your hand and get a feel for it,
Yeah,
you
indeed.
have to.
Extreme 007, the discount code is what we should drop probably right now in the video.
So if you're watching the video, Extreme 007, it's going to save you 10% on all of your archery accessories.
Yep.
So make sure, head over to the website, extremeoutfitters.com, and put that code
And
in.
we've got a ton of new accessories from a bunch of companies that are coming in soon. Can't say anything yet. They got to be released to ATA. But I will say the site and the release industry is about to get overhauled. Like their companies are coming out.
Yep, and this code will work on all the new stuff. So
Yep, indeed. Extreme 007. Other than that, is there anything you feel like we need to add?
I think that's
what
it.
we've
We've covered
seen for
everything, man.
2022.
Just get in your local shop and get the bows in your hands and shoot them.
I agree.
It's worth traveling to a shop that stocks all these different bows.
Indeed.
And we carry the top 5: Mathews, PSE, Prime, Bowtech, and Hoyt. So we've got all the bows. We've got all the new 2022 bows in the shop. So yeah, swing by and put them in your hand and shoot them.
Indeed. All right, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. Follow our social media, Instagram, Extreme Outfitters. Like us on Facebook too. We do a lot of stuff on there. Other than that, man, let's wrap this thing up. And I'm trying to go hunt, man.
Yeah.
Let's
Nice
do
day,
it.
so.
All right, brother. We'll see you guys later.
Appreciate it, guys.